Well, Lily, Grandad announced, being the only person not to call me plain old Lil, I've been thinking I need to put my things in order, and I could do with your help. Now, Grandad was often saying random things, which was one reason why I thought him so splendid. His cleverness didn't come from books or colleges, but from going out into the world and getting grubby with it. You never quite knew what he'd come up with next. On Saturday, though, he'd been coughing, enough for me to wonder if he wasn't well. What things? I asked, though from the look on his face it was obvious he wasn't talking about housework. He meant to write a will, and this alarmed me. You're not ill, are you? Ow. Nah, tough as old saddlebag, me. Yet he quickly fell serious. It's a friend of mine from years back who's poorly. He wrote me this week for the first time in years, troubled. It was on about something that happened between us a long time ago. We made a mistake, you see, and he's asking me to put it right. So it's like his dying wish, I said, because it sounded very mysterious. I sincerely hope not, Grandad glared at me. He sent me something to read. The writing's tiny and I quite can't find my spectacles anywhere. Which wasn't surprising given how untidy Grandad was, but by now it was already 5 o'clock, time for me to go. We agreed I'd pop by another time to help him read it. Promise me you won't mention any of this to your mother, Grandad said. You know how she's inclined to fuss. We both knew what Mum was like. I felt pleased to be trusted with something decent like a secret. When at home all I got to be responsible for were things like washing the supper dishes or making the beds. This was far more exciting. I'll not say a word to her, promise. Or your father, Grandad added. I nodded. Not that I ever spoke to Dad about Grandad. The two of them hadn't shared a civil word in years. It was one of those family oddities you just knew, without being told exactly why. Grandad tapped the side of his nose. Good old girl, Lil. The nut doesn't reveal the tree it contains. It's an old Egyptian proverb worth remembering. It was this I was thinking of now, as I stood at Grandad's door, telling myself not to be stupid. The only difference with his flat tonight was Grandad himself wasn't there, yet the odd, chilly feeling wouldn't go away. It wasn't just me either. The cat sensed it too. In one swift leap, Nefertiti was up on the neighbour's wall, fur on end. What's the matter, Crosspatch? I asked her. She made a yowling noise that Grandad said was her way of talking. She wouldn't be coaxed down, not even with a square of chocolate I'd found in my coat pocket. So much for feeding her. Wish she wouldn't even come near me. Even more bizarre was the key in the door. However much I twisted and jiggled it, the lock wouldn't open. I was in a right old fluster and ready to give up and go home when I saw a parcel. The postman had left it on the doorstep, behind the empty milk bottles. I bent down to pick it up. It was quite heavy, about the size of a shoebox, and wrapped in brown paper that was already wrinkled with damp. The name on the front was Grandad's, Mr. Ezra Wilkinson. Ezra, funny old-fashioned name that Mum said was always given to men in our family. My middle name was Ella, was as close as a girl's name could be. Turning the parcels over to read the sender's name, I was in for a whopping great surprise. Professor Selim Hanawati. He was the man who'd died, who'd left behind his feet, and now it seemed it had left something else. This time, specifically for Grandad. Oh, this is a good story. So that is the end of chapter 1. Rather excited about this one. This is definitely going to be a good adventure. Tell me what you think. What do you think this book is going to be about? That's our first chapter. What ideas do you have? What do you like? What do you think of the character? Just whack it on your blog so we can all have a read. The next chapter will be coming next week. It will probably be in lots of little sections again, like this one has, because we only get 5 minutes per video. Breaks it up nicely. You may want to spread it across the week so you've got a bedtime story. Catch you later, Year 4. Bye.